Welcome to Tehachapi, the City of Tehachapi's podcast, where we share conversations with local leaders, business owners, and community members. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to follow and subscribe to learn something new and discover ways to get involved in our community.
Hello and welcome back to Tehachapi. Maya Acosta here with Key Budge today. Key, how's it going?
Good, Maya. How are you doing?
Doing well. I'm excited. We are in the busy event season, and one of our premier events for the summer season is Cheers to Charity. So we have none other than MB Garrison and Teresa Deneen in the studio with us today. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks. Thank you.
Of course. And we are so excited to learn more about this year's Cheers to Charity. It's your 11th year, and I'm sure the fun and excitement is going to just continue. I imagine it grows every single year. But for folks who don't know, can we talk at a glance, what is Cheers to Charity?
We do have a lot of new people in the Tehachapi area. So we do have to remind them, even though 11 years of history,
right,
we do need to introduce the new folks to something that's very vital and important to our community.
Well, both of you know that Cheers is just an amazing night in the park. And it's held at a park that hardly anyone ever goes to, but it's amazing. It's a little jewel. It's at Aviator Park at the Tehachapi Airport, and there are trees, more than 24 trees, shaded, lovely location, but there are lights everywhere. It features great wine from the Central Coast. It features foods, and it features the only homebrew competition in Kern County. So we have 8 homebrewers that are just going to knock your socks off if you're a beer drinker. And everything raised goes to charity, and that's the fun part. Oh, I almost forgot. We have an entire coffee bar and non-alcoholic bar. So DD tickets are available as well, and that's really important, as well as the fact that we have a sober ride home for people that live in the greater Tehachapi area. So if you might have imbibed too much, then you can just hop in a limo and take a ride home and come get your car the next day. So we try to think of all things to make it a really night out.
I was just going to say, a lot of thought goes into this evening, this event, because it's so critical with what the results are, with what happens with the money that's raised. But for people to walk away, have a great kind of taste at the end of the night, an enjoyment for what took place, the thought to make sure that everyone has a nice, safe night, the care that, you make sure that the designated drivers have a great time as well. You don't have to have alcohol to have a good time, but just going there, the social aspect of it, just is getting to see people, the camaraderie of the event, all the photo. I'm sorry, I've not attended in the past, so okay. So
it's okay. We'll forget this time.
But everything that I've seen and everyone I've talked to has always talked about what a magical night Cheers to Charity is. And at Aviator Park, like you said, it's one of the jewels in the city, and it almost seems like it was made just for you.
Exactly.
And it's one of those, all the photos, everyone's having a good time. And I've seen where you've got like the bonfire and people are sitting around. There are people dancing. You've got the casino. You've got a little something for everyone in this small park, but it's large enough to contain all of this energy that you bring.
Exactly. We call it a party with a purpose, because it's not only a fun night where you can enjoy the music, you can enjoy the lights, you enjoy the atmosphere, but you know that every dime you spent on having a good time is going to go to nonprofits in your area. And so what we like to do is make it seem like not just like, oh, I went to a charity function, I sat at a table and I ate bland food. Like, no, this is a time. It's an event. I look forward to it every year. I started going before I started working with Cheers, and I've been to it pregnant, and I couldn't drink, and I had just as much fun as the years that I could. It's really just an all-around good experience. There's the camaraderie, and there's games, and there's a silent auction. So whether you're there for the art, whether you're there for the music, whether you're there for the people, like, it's just an all-around fun night for everybody who attends.
And the awesome thing is that there's no age limit. except that you have to be 21, of course. But we have younger people, we have older people, and they're all having a blast, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. We have this crew that comes every year, these guys in their 20s in their Hawaiian shirts, and they just cruise around as a little crew. It's a good time. Yeah.
So a little bit of something for everybody.
Right.
And as you said, all of the funds go to support local charities or nonprofits, I should say, here in the greater Tehachapi area. And we know that we have so many nonprofits that are doing immense work for our community, offering so many different resources and just opportunities for people, animals, whatever. What are some of those groups that will be benefiting this year?
One of the things I want to say is that it's fierce competition among the nonprofits because we choose 4 recipient organizations, and we try to really have it go across the entire spectrum of nonprofits in town. So this year we're supporting the Adventist Health Residency Program that they are going to start up, where they have residency doctors to come and serve at our hospital. We're going to support Family Life Pregnancy Center, their stroller program. We're going to support Make Art Tehachapi, which is already doing amazing murals throughout the town. And of course, the SNP bus at Have a Heart. And very different organizations with different missions, but all that we feel passionate about. And we try to make sure that they represent us as a community.
Well, let's talk. Just recently, within just a couple of weeks, the Salvation Army, who was a recipient from last year from the Cheers to Charity event, they were able to do something significant for the youth here in our community. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. They have a after-school program at the Salvation Army location at the end of Tehachapi Boulevard, and they have 30 to 50 teens that come after school every day. They provide them with a meal. They provide them with a space to do homework, to play games, to socialize. And part of what they do is they have a computer lab with resources for the kids. They have instruments and pianos and microphones. They have a 3D printer. Actually, I think they have 2. They have drones. They have all kinds of stuff for the kids to experiment with and resources for them to use. But the problem was the computers they started with a few years ago when they originally opened the computer lab weren't keeping up with the updated technology. So we were able to provide them with funds to purchase 3 new computers so that their updated technology could be served by the kids. They purchased new microphones and little mixing stations so the kids could maybe start their own podcast. They could record music with their friends. And it really provides just a safe, homey atmosphere for the kids. And when I went there, I met a bunch of the kids for the ribbon cutting, and they just seemed comfortable and at ease. And it seemed like just a great place for kids to have a safe atmosphere and a place to go, And we were really happy to provide them with the funds for that.
And when children are provided an environment like that, they thrive.
Exactly.
And, whether it's music, it's giving them that safe place, they do so much better. So providing and helping assist the Salvation Army with that mission is fantastic. I mean, that's one of those great things that I'm sure you feel very proud. And then to see the ribbon cutting that took place recently, that even kind of hits home as to why you volunteer all the time that you do for Cheers to Charity.
Yeah, and we do volunteer. Nobody on our staff is paid at all. We are 100% of our time we give for free, and so we are able to give even more money away to all the nonprofits that we help benefit in Tehachapi.
And people think it's just one night of fun. Oh gosh, this was great. It takes months of planning, months and months of planning and details and mowing lawns and just doing all sorts of things in order to prepare it so that we have enough space and enough parking and all of those sorts of resources for the people that attend. We want to make sure it's safe for them as well. And the city is an amazing partner in that regard. They cordon off, the rest of the airport so we don't get in any harm's way with the airplanes. But we've seen some pretty fun shows, people taking off and landing, and as we're just sitting having a good time and watching. So it's really kind of a great relationship with all of our sponsors, of which we have more than 24 organizations that step up and sponsor Cheers to Charity. Some are in kind, some are sponsors monetary, and they are literally, I ask them and tell them the date of Cheers, and they say, we're in. we're in, MB. Don't worry, we're in. And so that gives me great heart. You know, the one thing that many of our listeners might not know is this event started, as he said, 11 years ago, and we were in the parking lot at then Veritas, and we had to cordon off the parking lot. We had to get there at 5 o'clock in the morning to set everything up. We had to put up lights, and we had to tear everything down that same night. The city gives us the availability to come in sort of step by step, a few days in advance to get everything ready. And there's a lot of work to make that happen. The park itself has one light, and we need to light the whole darn thing. And so the magical part of it is that there are so many lights, and you just think, this is, how did I never come here? But it takes days to get it that way, and volunteers.
And not just volunteers, but other organizations throughout the Tehachapi area that we partner with that help us put the event on. We could not do it without them. We partner with Stallion Springs CERT and the Central California Animal Disaster Team, Tehachapi Mountain Search and Rescue, the Rotary Foundation, the American Legion, and the Tehachapi Valley Wrestling Club to help us. And in the past, we've also partnered with the Friends of the Library, and this year we're partnering with Griffin Soccer Club. And with all of those people, they help us run the event smoothly. They help us check people in, they help park people, they help make sure people are getting in and out of the park safely. The TPD shows up and helps us out, make sure that everybody's being responsible and makes it home safely. Like we said, we have the sober ride home for that. And we just couldn't do it without all of these amazing groups in Tehachapi that just help come together and make this event what it is. It's not just our small little crew, even though we help organize it and set it up. We definitely couldn't do it without all the great people of Tehachapi.
And you can't forget Airstreams.
Oh, and
Renewables.
Airstreams. Yep.
Airstreams Renewables were the brains behind the lighting. And, you know, they have so many amazing electricians, and they know what they're doing, so we're not going to blow any circuits. That's super, super critical.
And those organizations that you listed, they're volunteer organizations. You also collaborate with other volunteer organizations, and it's that we give to each other, and it's part of it. You create a synergy that is pretty incredible when you bring all these groups together. And it's one thing that we've tried to embody here at the city of the collaborations. Don't reinvent the wheel. Let's work together to make it better, and makes it a little easier on everybody with different events. And we can pull our piece. We need someone to do this, and it all comes together. And it's not all on one set of shoulders.
Right, exactly.
So obviously, I'm assuming this event continues to pick up steam every single year. More groups want to join in and offer their support. This is going 11 years strong. How did this event come to be? MB, you're the founder of this event. What kind of drove you or inspired you to come up with an event like this?
So anyone that knows my past at all knows that I've probably attended hundreds of fundraising events throughout my career, whether it was in television or it was in community, what have you. And some of them were good. Some of them were less than good. And so my heart has always been to be a volunteer. When I was 11 years old, I raised money to save Lake Winona in Winona, Minnesota. That was my first fundraising organization. So, and I remember presenting the check to the city council in my small town in Minnesota, and they were like, "What did you do?" I raised over $1,000, which at the time was a significant amount of money. So I had it in my blood always, but I thought, gosh darn, I want to do an event that everyone just thinks is fun and where everyone is welcome and no one feels like, oh, you know, it's those people that go to that event or what have you. So I just took all the components of all the events I went to that I liked and put it into one event. And that's how I started. The first year, we sold 147 tickets. I thought I had made it. I was so excited. And so those first 2 years were at the Veritas parking lot. And then your city manager, Greg Garrett, came up to me and said, "MB, I think you should move Cheers." And I said, where am I going to move it? He said, Aviator Park. And I had, at the time, lived in Tehachapi more than 25 years, had no idea where Aviator Park was, right? I'm like, where is that? He said, "Get my car, I'll show you." So we went to Aviator Park, and I just knew I had found our home. And so, and every year it just gets bigger and better. And just this year, I had someone say, I had read about Cheers to Charity for probably 8 or 9 years. Last year was the first year I went, and I was thinking to myself, what has stopped me from doing this? This is an amazing event. And at the end of the night, as Teresa said, all of our money raised, we give to charity. And that is the best day of the year. It feels like Christmas.
It really does.
Now, you're reaching significant numbers in total donations over the years. Let's talk about the amount that has been raised, here in Tehachapi, 11 Cheers to Charities. What's our, where are we totaling now? What's the dollar amount that, and where are we headed? It's because I know you're hitting significant numbers.
So we have given away more than $435,000.
Wow.
And that's pretty good. Some of the donations have been mini grants of $1,000. Some have been up to $20,000. So to different organizations this year, in addition to our recipient organizations, we have our partner organizations. So that's 11. So we'll divide the money among them. So I'm banking on $500,000.
That's a lot of money that you've raised.
I think so.
All here in the
One of
93561 zip code. That's a heck of a, and that just says what our community is made of people that care about where they donate, and the fact that you identify multiple organizations that receive different benefit after each of these events. We get to see special things like the Salvation Army open something for our kids. I know TVRPD in the past has received new playground equipment based on the donation made. And the list just goes on and on that benefit the community, not necessarily an individual, but the community is who benefits from these donations that your organization makes.
Right, exactly. And we couldn't do it alone. We have our wonderful sponsors that help us with that.
Well, let's mention some of your sponsors, because let's give them the shout out that they deserve for backing you.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
And some you might not recognize, and some you will recognize. BHE Renewables, Knight Building Systems, of course, U.S. Borax, Pacific Steel, Cal Portland, Sangera Subaru is our glass sponsor, and it has always been. Adventist Health, which is very interesting. They are going to be a recipient, but one is the
sponsors. They have different wings.
Yes. This is a different wing. P-Dubs, Tehachapi, the Woods Pavilion, Tehachapi Cement, our new county supervisor, Chris Parlier, Elta One, Bank of the Sierra, Valley Strong, WM, the City of Tehachapi, Airstreams, Discover Tehachapi, Mountaintop Self-Storage, Bright Services, Samarenko, Saracoso Community College. They're going to be a sponsor because they think it's a perfect place for them to outreach. And so those are just, as you can hear, banking and renewables and some of our mining, because you think about Eastern Kern, you have Tehachapi Cement and you have U.S. Borax, both mining, and you have a lot of renewables. And so they're all supporting the community. They're all giving back.
The economic drivers who employ our community give right back. Exactly. And those names we hear over and over again at different community events that they do. So all of those companies should be recognized for the fact that they think about where they're located and how to support the community that provides them with the employees. And it's just that circle that continues to go of economic, opportunity and what drives East Kern. East Kern is unique.
It is unique, and we, as Eastern Kern, we stand proud. We are proud of who we are and who we've become, and what we're becoming even more strongly. So we are going to, Kern County, it had always been these 3 different pillars: agriculture, mostly in the valley, oil, again on the west side, and mining being on the east side. But now there's a 4th, and that's renewables. And renewable energy, as you drive between Tehachapi and the San Bernardino County line, you will see the impact and the infrastructure into renewables, where we're using our abundant sunshine to give back to our world. and to help us fuel more cleanly. So I think it's cool. And they're all a part of Cheers. And part of the reason they love it so much is that they can donate to one organization who then donates to 11. So it's like they're giving to 11. So it's pretty cool.
It just makes sense. You know, when it gets explained down to them, people go, you're going to benefit that many organizations that can use this money. It makes sense for me to want to support. So let's talk the silent auction. Kind of fun. Are you having a live auction and silent, or is it just a silent auction?
Just a silent auction.
Okay.
And that's put on by the Rotary every year. They run around town to all the businesses and gather great items to auction off. This year, I know already we've got some great art pieces and jewelry pieces, year's worth of tickets to the local movie theater. Usually we get a glider ride from the out at the glider port, all kinds of things like that, and gift baskets and whatnot, little tchotchkes and fun things that you can win. And that goes on for most of the night. And items priced from as low as $20 to $200, depending on. And the money we help, that's our partner with the Rotary. They get some of the money that they help raise, and we get to give some of the money away too.
So then Rotary is then giving to Cheers, who is then giving to 11. See how it all works? And some of those gifts, quote unquote, in the silent auction, that's ways for businesses to contribute to nonprofits. So there's so many fingers in this pie. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I love the energy around a silent auction. It's fun. If you can sit back, I can just grab a drink, sit back, and just start to watch, because there'll be people that are monitoring what they want.
Oh, yeah.
And they see someone go up to the clipboard and they write something.
Yeah, we got hawks that follow people.
Yeah, and you can see someone beeline over there where they put, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make that adjustment.
It's always fun when you go up to a clipboard, you see name,
Right.
and they're like back and forth. Like, you can tell they're fighting over it.
See, that's where you got to bring out that second basket. So I've got one for you, and I've got one for you.
Exactly.
Right? We've got two.
Yeah.
You know, we have another very interesting activity that we started last year that not many people know about. It's called Crack the Code.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have this beautiful box, and in the box we display what you can win if you crack the code to open the box, which is usually a very nice bottle of whiskey. Of course, you don't get to drink it that night. You take it home at the end of the night.
Okay.
But you walk up, you pull a code, you pay $5, you pull a code out of a bag, you put the code in the lock and see if it opens. If you open the lock, you win the bottle of whiskey. And we do a raffle, or we give away a few bottles, so you have a couple of chances to win. But it's always kind of fun. It's a game of chance.
That's fun.
Yeah. It is fun. People, we introduced it just last year, and we sold out really fast. We had no idea if people would think this was going to be a cool thing or not, and yet they were like, "Oh my gosh, I am going." And so they put down $20 for 4 chances, and so it did really well. Again, a fundraiser. Again, a way to help our bottom line. So a really cool thing.
Yeah, and you know, with those different kinds of fundraisers, something appeals to everybody.
Yes.
You know, someone that's different, you know, that wants the silent auction or crack the code, or they're at the casino night, you know, and all those different things. There's a little something that you offer for everybody. I mean, some people probably indulge in all.
Yeah.
But there's some that go, you know, I just want to do the casino night, or I'm just in for the silent auction.
100% on the casino night. And so it's $20 and you get $500 worth of funny money. And
the dealers are really great. Like, I didn't know how to play craps at all, and it's not like Vegas where they make you feel bad. They're like, you don't know how to play? That's fine. Here's these dice. This is how you bet. They teach you how to do it, and it's always a really good time. We also have cigars. And the little fire pit area you mentioned are our little cigar smoking areas, and we have those available for people to imbibe as well if they want to have a cigar along with their wine or their beer in the evening, which helps fundraise on the night. We sell those at the event too. So yeah, you're right. There's a little bit of something for everybody, and if you just like to eat a dessert and have a glass of wine and enjoy some music, you can do that too.
And you can have coffee at the end. And oh yeah, we do have a dessert bar too. So there's so many components that you have yet to see and explore. But we tried to think of everything that we would all love to do an evening out. And it's 4 hours of pure fun.
Now, I know what sells me a lot on events is the food. Do you guys have local restaurants that are providing food for this, or what's the menu looking like? I'm curious.
We do.
Maya's a foodie.
Oh, so
I just like
She's a hiker and a foodie.
okay. Well, that's perfect. So we sell VIP tickets and we sell general admission. We have a VIP area that gets a sit down dinner, and we make sure that it is a good dinner. It's not, and this year we're really excited to have Board Appetit from Bakersfield come up, and they're super excited to be a part of it. They serve really, really good food, and so we're excited about that.
Yeah, we also have P-Dubs. They're going to have their pizza oven out, serving pizzas. We have the California Hot Dog Company. I'm sure you guys have seen them around at their events, at their truck. We have Poke Express coming and doing an appetizer for us. Kelsey's is going to be doing an appetizer. And then we also every year have kind of our own little option. So we have like a backup dinner in case you don't like any of those options. We have a delicious chicken entree with a side of vegetables and
Barbecue
things. Barbecue chicken. And then we also have a tri-tip sandwich that we do. And we have a few others that I won't mention yet because we haven't 100% nailed them down, but we have a little bit of something for everybody. So no matter what kind of food you like to eat, there's something there for you.
And you do get appetizers, however many you want, but then you also get a meal. So even a general admission ticket gets a meal, and so does the VIP ticket. And the VIP ticket, you can get the sit-down meal and then go out onto the body and get that meal too. You can eat to your heart's desire. There's food.
I'm curious as well about the homebrew competition. How does that work? Is it the attendees that get to test and try out the beers that are being provided?
So the homebrew competition was part of Cheers from the very beginning. And so you can come and you get your own little ballot. And then you go up and meet each of the homebrewers, and they tell you this one is an IPA and it might be a little bitter, or this one is got a little honey, a little sweet in it, and you get a 2-ounce pour and you can taste it and then go down the lot, and then you vote, and they get beautiful trophies. I mean, stunning handcrafted trophies. And there's a brewer's choice, so the brewers vote among themselves. There's a taster choice, and that's everybody who's attending and just wants to, I like this particular one. And there's a taster's choice, viewer's choice.
And the best homebrew overall, I think, is what it was. Yeah.
So there's 3 different prizes, and we have people that get their awards and they covet having them. It's pretty special. So yeah, if you like beer, it's a blast.
Now, the music. Now, we've talked about there would be dancing, but in order to have dancing, you have to have music. So are we talking live band? Are we talking DJ? What are we going to...
So the first off, we started our first couple of years, we had live music, but it was hard to get people out on the dance floor if they don't know the songs. Mm-hmm. So we went, okay, forget it. We're going to bring in a DJ who can speak to the crowd. And so he looks at the crowd, who's in the crowd, what are their age groups, and then he plays that genre and goes on. And so, yes, there will be YMCA because
there has to be.
It's like a rule. Everyone that is anywhere on the whole park site.
And Journey. We have to do some Journey.
Oh, you have to do some Journey. Always. So just really fun DJ. And we do some country and there's some line dancing.
Always.
So it goes back to your roots at KUCC. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit of everything, but it is a DJ because they just make it fun.
Yep.
I used to be a DJ and doing live events. So I enjoy live music, but there's something about DJ and being able to read the crowd.
Yes.
And it takes a talent to do that.
100%.
Because you've got this mix and everyone's got their favorite, their different genre. It's an eclectic crowd, whether it's a wedding, a special event like this, you got a mix. So you've got a DJ that understands and can kind of sense, okay, this is what they're into. Let's keep them going. And you keep them dancing all night long.
Yeah, and this year it's Little Entertainment, as I'm sure people in Tehachapi are familiar with. They do all kinds of events around the area. And they're not only providing our DJ services, but they're also providing a photo booth. So that'll be super fun. That's always a fun event, a little thing to do. Get silly pictures with your friends with props and things like that. And you'll get a little printout take-home thing as well as a digital copy to take home with you. So that's always fun too.
My goodness, there is so much to do. Is this like a 12-hour event because there's
I know.
Would be if we could.
And, and the thing is that I will get to the end of the night and say, oh my gosh, I never even made it over there. I never even did that thing. Because for me, it's about the conversations. It's about people stopping me and saying they're having a great time. It's about people saying that they hadn't seen me or wanted to tell me about the birth of a new child, something. It doesn't matter. And so I rarely get time to dance. I sometimes do. I'll get one or two in, but I rarely get time to sit down at all. And as a matter of fact, my husband pulls me aside and says, "You're going to eat now." But there's so much to do, Maya. And I know you've not been, and until you've been, you don't connect all the dots and go, oh my gosh. And if people really sat back and thought, they see that there's a lot of thought, as you said earlier in this conversation. We try to be very thoughtful, very mindful to make sure that everyone has a blast, but goes home safely. That's critical to us.
And it's going to be on a beautiful summer Tehachapi evening. The magic of what Tehachapi offers in the summertime, you're going to get to enjoy it at Aviator Park. And that's going to be Saturday, August 9th.
Correct.
But we've got to be able to get tickets.
Obviously.
Where can we find these tickets?
Well, you can get your tickets on eventbrite.com. If you just go in there in Tehachapi, search Cheers to Charity Tehachapi, you'll pull it up right up and you can get your tickets. We have tickets for everybody. We have DD tickets that are discounted. We have VIP tickets, but a very select few left. So if you want that VIP experience, make sure you get those tickets now. And then we also have our general admission tickets available. You can also go to cheerstocharity.net, which is our website that has all the listed food and beers and wines and our sponsors and information about Cheers, and there's a link on their website as well to get tickets.
And then I just want to hit home also, we mentioned it very briefly as we kind of transitioned from one topic to another. You're a volunteer organization. No one is paid.
Not a person.
100% of these proceeds go right back to the organizations that you have chosen to support for this event, and it goes right back into our community.
Correct, 100%. So the money that people donate for any of those items or play in any of our games or do whatever, it all goes back to community. It goes back to our community. And at the beginning, my heart was to help nonprofits who couldn't put on an event of this scale and to not only get their name out, but to also raise funds when they have small teams of people doing their jobs. So it's really to expand who they are in community as well as raise money for their missions.
I think for me, it's very easy for me to accept that I want to donate, participate in Cheers to Charity because of the number of organizations, because there's a lot of charitable events that take place throughout the year. But this one significantly impacts multiple organizations at different levels across the community. And I think that to me makes sense in my head. So I'm excited that we were able to come in and chat about it. I mean, this was a great conversation. It enlightened me. I've lived here for over 20 years, and this will be the first. All right.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
We're excited. We're excited. And we are excited for anyone that is listening, because we know you have a great listenership. We just want you all to just take that leap of faith and buy a ticket, because you will not be disappointed.
Excited.
I love it. Teresa, MB, anything else that we haven't touched on that you want to make sure our listeners know about?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah. August 9th is going to come up pretty quick. And one thing you said is the weather's always been beautiful. And so if anyone is listening from afar, from Bakersfield or perhaps Lancaster, Palmdale, Boron, Cal City, it doesn't matter. It's always 20 degrees cooler in Tehachapi.
Yep.
So it's all good.
That's the key. 15 to 20 degrees cooler is what I always tell people.
Yep, and that breeze comes in and it's just, it's glorious.
And the fact that our municipal airport is a working airport. I mean, there's people coming and going, so you get to see the aviation aspect. Mm-hmm. There'll be planes coming, going. Correct. Maybe even some of the attendees might arrive on a plane and tie down for the night. But it's that kind of a community, and it's something that you don't get to see unless you attend this event.
Exactly.
100%.
Good stuff. And cheerstocharity.net is the website?
Correct.
All right. That's where to go to learn more about this wonderful event. Thank you both for coming in and telling us all about it. I'm sold. Key, you're sold.
I'm in.
So we're looking forward to seeing the whole community out there supporting this great event.
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. For anybody listening, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us media@tehachapiecityhall.com and we can get that sent to the right place. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we hope to catch you back here next time.
You've been listening to Tehachapod. If you have a question, a thought, or a suggestion, email media@tehachapiecityhall.com. We'll catch you again soon, right here on Tehachapod.